Hi, this is Brady Splay from thirstgym.com. Today we're talking about exercise called the split stance vertical jump to lateral bound. This is a great plyometric exercise focusing on some single leg power, both vertically and horizontally, so you get to move in multiple planes. This also works great for athletes that have to apply power in a various amount of planes as well. So this is a good exercise that we've really liked with some of our baseball and softball players. We've also seen some good success as well with some of our basketball players and even volleyball players. So if you think about athletes that have to be able to change direction, provide some lateral power, but they're moving in more shorter spaces than like big spaces. Like soccer, for example, I think would struggle with this exercise. You can certainly use it, but I do think you're talking about more of a smaller game in terms of how much movement. A lot less vertical sprinting is usually where I would probably put this particular exercise, just for what we've seen success with our athletes. Now, because it's a combination-based exercise, make sure your athletes can handle general plyometrics well. They've got good quality movement patterns. I think this will do okay. I would not just throw this at a 10-year-old, for example. So what you're going to do is you're going to start in a split stance position. So we've got one leg forward, one leg back. I'm kind of here. What we're going to do, we're going to use our arms. We're going to throw them up. We're going to jump as high as we can, really trying to provide a lot of power off this lead leg, okay? Not so much the back leg. Yes, we're still going to have to push a little bit, but we want most of the power coming from the front leg here. Then, as soon as we land, we're going to be able to land in this position, but we're going to be able to shift this back leg over just a little bit and then laterally bound out of it, okay? So here we go, jump up and lateral bound. So here, jump sideways. Again, we're just going to jump as high as we can and then land. So you're briefly going to land with both feet, okay? So you do want to kind of land here, but you're almost going to land with this other foot, like I said, kind of almost behind you or right behind that ankle. You're not going to necessarily be where you start. So here when I'm starting, I'm kind of almost staggered a little bit, okay? Like if I have my feet right together here, pulling it back. But when I land, because I'm going to have to load this hip to come off, I don't want to land like this because it's going to be hard to be able to push myself sideways, right? So again, here as high as we can, just like that. What that's going to let us do, one, we get some vertical power like I mentioned, some lateral power, but as we come down, we're eccentrically loading that hip up in a good strong position, okay? So we should be landing in a pretty good athletic-based position here, or a power-based position, and that's going to be able to let us benefit from that stretch shortening cycle to go sideways, okay? Obviously we would do both sides, so keep that in mind when it comes to your plyometric and how much volume you're giving your athletes. You know, I really like this. It's kind of like a preseason, in-season based exercise because, one, we get to work in multiple planes, as mentioned. We kind of get some bang for our buck, and we know that we want to try to make sure our athletes are not spending a ton of time in the weight room. They're already spending more time out on the field with practices and all that other stuff in games. Where in here, we're really going to try to maintain the progress we made, and we're trying to chip away at some progress as the season goes. And again, I like this as a bang for our buck. So I think 2 to 3 reps on each side, and then again, doing that from 3 to 5 sets is a good place to be. That's going to give you some good amount of opportunities to get some good quality reps in. But at the same time, if you do need to push your volume a little bit, you can if you need to. But again, like I said, we usually try to keep our volume relatively lower on exercise like this and kind of put that somewhere else if we would happen to need it. If you got any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. Thanks. Have a great day.